Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and for the next week or so, Olympic hockey as well. Back here for another Team USA game day live stream. The Americans looking to go 2-0 early on in this Olympic preliminary round. Today, they take on Denmark, a really scrappy team for not having a whole ton of NHL experience on their squad. They are a team that likes to play hard, and they are going to go up against a team that likes to get down and dirty and score a lot of goals in the United States. It should be setting up for a good matchup today between Denmark and the U.S., and it should bring an end to another excellent day of hockey going on around the men's Olympic ice hockey tournament. So far today, 3 games played. This will be the 4th and final here for Saturday to begin the day. 2 6 a.m. games this morning. Germany falling to Latvia 4-1. Penguins goaltender, who we cover here on the channel, Arturs Shilovs, he helped his home country of Latvia, stopping 26 shots to get their first Olympic win in 12 years, going back to the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Also this morning, a lot of craziness going on in Sweden versus Slovakia. Sweden won, but they are not any sort of happy campers to begin the tournament here. Sweden, they won over Slovakia 5-3, but due to Slovakia scoring a goal late in the game to make it 5-3, the Swedes, they needed to win by 3 or more goals to clinch the tiebreaker differential, which is a goal differential in Group B. They were unable to do that. So with that, Slovakia, they remained ahead of Sweden in terms of tiebreaker by a differential of 1 goal. They just needed the Slovaks a little bit of help from Finland over Italy. Finland needed to win in regulation. They did that handily over Italy this morning. That was an 11-0 victory for the Finns. So Slovakia, they are going to win Group B. Canada, I think we can all agree, if they play again tomorrow, that they will wrap up Group A. That leaves the U.S. here in Group C, playing another game here in a matter of moments. They do their job over the next 2 days, then we should see Canada, Slovakia, and the U.S. clinch the top 3 spots in their division, get quarterfinal buys, and then the second place team would probably be Finland. I think Finland then they will get, as the top second place team across all the groups, a bye as well. That would then push Sweden, which all the NHL talent Sweden has, it's a little shocking to say, they will be looking at the 7th seed and possibly playing one of Canada or the United States. So Sweden, the only other team in this tournament with only NHL talent on their roster. They are going to need to fight their way to even medal in this tournament, and it's going to be a tough road ahead of them. Lineups for today's game, though, we're going to focus on that. Denmark versus the United States. No lineup changes for the Americans here today. You still have your top line of Jack Eichel and the Tkachuk brothers, Brady and Matthew. Austin Matthews, he will still center Jake Gensel and Matt Boldy. Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson. That is your third line. And then the fourth line, which was honestly the best line for the U.S. in that win over Latvia 5-1 a few days ago. Brock Nelson, who had 2 goals, he's centering JT Miller, and Jack Hughes, who had an excellent game for himself on the fourth line. Vincent Trocheck, he will be the other forward, the extra forward. You are allowed to dress 20 skaters, an extra forward, and an extra D-man in this tournament. So Trocheck will be that once again. Clayton Keller will sit out. Defense, no changes there either for the Americans. Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy will be the star-studded top pairing for the U.S., followed by Jacob Slavin and Brock Faber. Zach Werenski and Jake Sanderson. Noah Hannafin, he played pretty healthy amount of time as the 7th defenseman. He will be the extra D-man again. The only change for the American lineup here today, you have Jeremy Swayman, the Boston Bruins goaltender. He is in net for the Americans today. Connor Hellebuck, who is in net for that win over Latvia back on Thursday, he will be the backup. Jake Ottinger, he will sit out again. So Keller, Jackson Lacombe of the Anaheim Ducks, and Jake Ottinger. Those are your three scratches today for Team USA. For Denmark, like I said, not a squad that is super star-studded in terms of NHL talent, but they are a group that can be pesky and hang around in this game. Mads Søgaard will be the goaltender for them here today. No Frederik Andersen, I believe, goaltender with the Carolina Hurricanes. The lineup for Team Denmark here today, they do have a couple of NHLers in their top six. Oliver Bjorkstrand of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Nikolai Ehlers of the Carolina Hurricanes. Those two will be centered by Alexander True, Joachim Blichfeld, and Nicholas Jensen. They will flank Lars Eller, who I believe is fourth-line center with the Ottawa Senators this year. Nick Olesen, Oscar Fisker-Molgaard, and Mikkel Agard. That's the third line. Frederick Storm, Christian Wes, and Patrick Russell, the fourth line for Denmark. Their decor, Jesper Jensen, Abo, Marcus Lorentzen, Nicholas B. Jensen, Malte Setkov, Oliver Lauridsen, Philip Brussinger, the two extra players that Denmark has playing here today, Morten Poulsen and Matthias Lassen. I'm going to apologize throughout the stream here tonight. It's going to take a little bit for me to put names to numbers here for Denmark's, but I will try my best. At least I know a few, kind of like the Latvia game, Bjorkstrand, Ehlers, Eller, True. So we will follow along with those guys and see how things go here today. Denmark about to take the ice. They today wearing their road whites with the red trim. Team USA wearing their all blue uniforms here today, representing the red, white, and blue here on a Valentine's Day. On your way in, for those of you joining the channel here, whether you are looking for a fan's reaction to the play here today, or whether you are having any troubles finding a way to tune into this game, glad to have you here. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications on your way in. Also, leave a like on this live stream, share this live stream, and any comments, thoughts, reactions to the game that you would have throughout the afternoon turn to evening here in the United States. Anything on your mind, feel free to put that in the comment section. I enjoy interacting with you folks that way. Also, go give the channel the follow on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Steel City SR. Two teams moments ago taking the ice. Mike Sullivan, head coach for Team USA. They are showing him on the bench right now. Sully, of course, coached this U.S. Olympic hockey team in the Four Nations face-off going back a calendar year. The U.S. coming in second to Canada in the Four Nations face-off. There's a look at Jeremy Swayman getting ready between the pipes for the U.S. Mikhail Gaff, the head coach of Denmark, looks to be a jolly old coach based by his smile there on the bench. There's a look at Mads Søgaard. I believe last I checked, he was with the Ottawa Senators as one of their goaltenders. 25 years old is Mats Søgaard. One a pretty solid goaltender. The U.S. able to chase Elvis Merzlikins of Team Latvia in two periods before Artur Shilovs got put in on Thursday. Let's see if they can get a couple of quick ones here on Mads Søgaard to begin this game here today. Got the two centers lining up here to take this opening face-off between Denmark and the United States. It looks like it is going to be the Eichel, Kachuk, and Kachuk line. They will start against the fourth line here, Christian West, Patrick Russell, and Frederick Storm for Denmark. And before we get things going here, a bit of a false drop on the face-off there. Eichel and West, they lean in again, and we are off and running. One back by Eichel to Quinn Hughes, and the U.S. and Denmark is underway. And on the forecheck here, an early hit there from Brady Kachuk on the D-man for Denmark. Loses his stick in the process. The Danish defenseman hanging on to it. And now here comes Denmark the other way. A 4-on-3 rush here for Denmark. Great defensive play, though, by Charlie McAvoy to prevent that centering pass. now comes here to Quinn Hughes. Gains the red line, across quarter dump. Chasing after it again is the Tkachuk brothers. Jake Gensel, fresh on the ice, tried to punch it back deep, but it's taken away. Russell now for Denmark, trying to get that puck through center. A bit of a hold there by Quinn Hughes on Russell as he was trying to get by, but no call. Here's Austin Matthews, Captain America. Drop for Jake Gensel. His attempted shot on goal couldn't get through. Now the puck gets by Brock Faber at the line, racing after it. Nikolai Ehlers, and Faber doing a good job there to prevent Ehlers from getting a big step on him. Puck comes around here, up high. Shot from the point for Denmark, goes wide to the left. Poked out to center here by, I believe that was Jake Gensel. Matt Boldy is going to chase number 24 for Denmark. That is Nikolai Ehlers, all the way back down to his end of the ice. The Dylan Larkin line comes on for the U.S. Pass here goes into the American zone. Zach Werenski circles behind his net. Rings it up the boards here. Kept alive, though, by Denmark. Thrown to the front of the net. Shot tipped. And it is in. Denmark striking first. It was kept in up high by Oscar Fisker Molgaard. He threw it to the front of the net, and it looks like Olesen, his winger, is going to get the redirect goal on Jeremy Swayman. Kept alive, Fisker Molgaard. The original save was made by Swayman, and then it looks like it is Zach Werenski. He comes back in and tries to clear out Olesen. The puck goes off of his skates and through the wickets of Jeremy Swayman and in. Denmark, a shocking 1-0 lead being taken early in this hockey game. Goes back to that old adage across hockey. Everybody who's played hockey at some point in their lives has heard this term: throw it on net, anything can happen. And that case proved to be true right there for Denmark. 1-0, less than 2 minutes into the hockey game. Play resumes. The U.S. trying to storm back here. It's the fourth line with Brock Nelson out there. Puck up high. McAvoy doesn't shoot. Now Hughes does. His shot on goal. Save made by Mads Søgaard, and he's able to hang on to it for the whistle. Now, a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle here. JT Miller and Joachim Blichfield appear to be the two main combatants, but they will separate here. Another look at Jeremy Swayman. Rough start to the hockey game for him. First shot, I believe, first goal for Denmark. Swayman otherwise has been having a good year with the Boston Bruins. 22-12-3 record. A sub-3 goals against average. There's a look at Connor Hellebuck, who won versus Latvia. He sits with the workers there at the Milano Cortina rink here. Face-off one in the offensive zone by USA. Eichel back to Quinn Hughes. We think I got a broken stick here. Maybe. Yeah, broken stick for defenseman number 3 for Denmark. U.S. trying to apply pressure here. McAvoy with the puck up high again. Walks the blue line. Down low. Quinn Hughes punches it behind the net. Jack Eichel loses possession there to Russell. Russell's going to get it up the boards, and that is going to be a clear here, but it's not going to be icing. First in on the puck. That is number 9 for Denmark. I believe that is Storm. Puck battle here along the boards. Over into the corner to the right of Swayman. Brady Tkachuk in there. He is giving Alex True the business there. Puck squirts free now, and it's Quinn Hughes with it. Long shift here for Hughes and McAvoy. Jack Eichel now picks it up. Eichel stretch pass. It's going to be a dump in here, and it's going to be an icing. He's expecting one of his guys to go after it, but they were not ready to pursue. Touched up by Jensen Abo for the whistle. Again, they're taking a look at the goal for Denmark. The shot from Fisker Molgaard was tipped by Olesen, saved initially by Swayman, and then it goes off the skate of Werenski and over the pad under the armpit and in. 16:55 left to go here in the first period. Eichel and True on the face-off to the right of Swayman. It's won by Eichel again. The U.S. phenomenal on face-offs. Won majority of those against Latvia. Off to a good start here in the face-off dot again today. Puck thrown to the front of the net, but quickly cleared out of there by Quinn Hughes and Jake Gensel. Jacob Slavin now trying to break out pass here for Matt Boldy. Now Boldy gets it again, and he's up through center here. Boldy in. Takes the shot. Goes in here. Save made by Mulgard. Wrap around. They score. One-man show. Matt Boldy with the response. Bit of a pump fake with the shot. The save was made by Solgaard. And Boldy picks up the rebound. A wraparound goal. We have a tie game. 1-1. That was pretty much all Matt Boldy right there of the Minnesota Wild. His line mates going off for a change. And on that wraparound, he beat the defenseman, I believe that is Jensen Abo of Denmark, to the post. It squibs in, and the U.S. ties it up. 2 quick scores, one by each of these clubs. And we are off and going in this hockey game. Face off out at center, won by the U.S. again, dumped in by Slavin. Denmark, though, they're going to pick it up here in their own zone, quickly get it to the U.S. end of the ice. Behind the net here, Brock Faber trying to get the puck back. Now Dylan Larkin is going to punch it along to Slavin. Up the boards here, Kyle Connor. Try to break out pass there for Faber. Now a long stretch pass for Dylan Larkin off his stick. He goes in down deep. There's number 3 for Denmark. I believe that is Malte Setkov. Taken possession of here by Denmark. Again, their goaltender heads off. We are going to have a delayed penalty call here on the U.S. I think that's going to be on Larkin for a hooking call here, if I'm not mistaken. Nikolai Ehlers rounding his own cage. He brings it up for Denmark. Pass along here, but offsides. And we're going to have a stoppage here. So the U.S. is going to go shorthanded here early in this hockey game. You had a bad change there by Denmark as well on that Boldy goal that had the D-man coming back late to stop that wraparound attempt. It's now 1-1. Indeed, it is Larkin who will sit in the box here. It's going to be a hooking or a hold, one of those 2 calls on Setkov here. And yeah, that's going to be a hold and a half, all wrapped around Setkov there on that dump in a moment ago. First look at the Danish power play here, their top unit. Looks like it's going to be on the ice right now. Russell, Olesen, Ehlers, Lauridsen, and Bjorkstrand for Denmark. USA gets an early clear. Winding it up here. Bjorkstrand drops it here for Lauridsen. Now here's Nikolai Ehlers dangling his way on through. Shot pad save made by Swayman, and Ehlers a little bit tied up with Jacob Slavin. He goes crashing in to the post hard. He's looking for a penalty. He's not going to get it. Play stopped. 1:39 left to go on the power play for Denmark. Looks like Ehlers will be all right after that meeting with the post. He's able to get his hands up, protect himself a little bit. The in-net camera that NBC has going on here took a bit of a beating as well. Ehlers shaking off the cobwebs. He'll stay out there right now. Face-off comes outside of the U.S. zone. Brock Nelson, Jacob Slavin, Charlie McAvoy, and Matt Boldy, the penalty killers right now for the U.S. Won by the Americans and cleared. Picking it up behind his net, bringing it forward. That's going to be number 12 for Denmark. Fisker Olsen, Fisker Molgaard, my bad. Pass here goes wide of Russell and back out to center here. Denmark going to need to reset. Bjorkstrand pass. It's going to be picked up here by Fisker Molgaard but he loses the handle. It's cleared the length of the ice again by the U.S. Outstanding start to the tournament for the U.S. Penalty kill. Saw similar things that they are doing against Denmark right now, against Latvia, not letting their power play get set up. This is going to be picked up again and cleared. A dump-in attempt by Denmark had no forecheck, and with 38 seconds left, they are getting closer and closer to wasting their first man advantage. Lorentzen drop pass, bringing it up here, back to Lorentzen. Olesen peels away. Picked off, though, by, I believe, Jake Gensel, and now back the other way comes the U.S. Dumped in by Gensel. Behind the net, Solgaard stops it. Got Bjorkstrand a drop here. Olesen. Back to Bjorkstrand, trying to dump it in deep. Couldn't do it. It's going to be offsides here on Denmark, though. Delayed offsides called there. Took him a little bit. So we have another stoppage in play. Look at the preliminary round standings right now. Canada, pretty much a lock to win Group A over Switzerland, Czechia, and France. Slovakia, Finland, Sweden, all 2-0-0-1 in that division. But it is Slovakia with the tiebreaker. The U.S. right now in good position to take Group C, but they got to win today and tomorrow. Penalty has expired on the U.S. Dylan Larkin is out of the box. Quinn Hughes picks it up here, wraps it up the boards, taken by Austin Matthews. Here comes Jack Hughes with speed. Pass. That is to Boldy. Back for Hughes. Went a little wide. Hughes cycles it up high to his brother Quinn. Quinn's shot from the point, snared out of the air. His shot by Sogard. And like that, the U.S. going to get another offensive zone face-off here. They get the penalty kill and immediately go right back on the attack. Got a look here at Charlie McAvoy on the bench right now. McAvoy still wearing that face shield bubble from an injury he sustained with the Boston Bruins before these Olympics. Appears to be all right. Taking a little bit of a break here is the USA NBC broadcast here. Something weird they are doing with these Olympics where they don't go to a commercial break, but they, find something else to talk about during these commercial break periods. Still talking about Charlie McAvoy here. 45 games with Boston so far this season. 4 goals, 35 assists. Excellent production for McAvoy. Very motivated is McAvoy for these Olympics. Got knocked out with a really strange injury that had him hospitalized back in the Four Nations face-off. Now he's here in Milano Cortina repping the red, white, and blue once again. Hopefully he stays healthy throughout this tournament. Face-off is going to be to the right of Sogard here. You got out there right now personnel for the U.S., the Matthews line with Matt Boldy and Jack Hughes. So a bit of a change up to this line. I believe Jake Gensel taken off the Matthews line for the time being. Quinn Hughes and looks like Zach Werenski out there as well. Face off won by the U.S., taken by Jack Hughes. Pass for Matthews wasn't in his wheelhouse. Hughes picks it up again. Centering pass for Matthews. It's going to be picked off by Denmark. And here comes the Danes the other way. Dumped in by Russell. Checked in the corner there is Werenski, but he sent it along to Quinn. Matthews. Pass over here to Jack. Jack's pass for Boldy cross ice. Picked off again and cleared by Denmark. Quinn Hughes retrieves in his own zone. U.S. making a change. The Eichel-Kachuk brother line comes on to the ice. Zach Werenski heads off as well. I assume Quinn Hughes is going to go off here in a moment. Noah Hannafin, I believe this is his first ice time so far today, is on. U.S. still waiting to find a passing lane opening up. They don't, and a pass attempt from Quinn Hughes looking for someone goes wide for an icing. So Looks like the Dane's going to be sitting in the neutral zone here, not really applying all that much forecheck pressure on the U.S., going to try to stifle them and force these icings. They did their job right there. It's going to be a face-off here to the right of Swayman. True, who I believe was last with the San Jose Sharks. He and Eichel do battle again on the face-off. Won by True. Wrapped around the boards here and cleared by the U.S. Picked up, though, here by Matthew Tkachuk, and it's going to be ruled offsides. Wonder why there's an offsides there. I guess Brady a little bit too ahead of the puck as it was rimmed around the boards there. So, face-off's going to be out at center ice here. Let's look at Matthew Tkachuk, 2 assists in that win over Latvia on Thursday. Assisted on his brother Brady's opening goal of the contest. I'm sure that was probably a top 5 moment in his lifetime. Matthew assisting on his brother's goal in the Olympics. Pinned up against the boards here in the U.S. zone is Denmark. Hard hit on Olesen there by Hannafin. Fisker, Molgaard, and Hannafin now do battle in the corner. Eichel chipping it up the boards here, taken by Brady. Nice backhand pass, and away comes the U.S. Dumped in, though, and they'll head off on a change after gaining the red line. You have Jensen Abo there. Pressure here by Brady. He forces the turnover. Jensen Abo lost the puck, and now the U.S. fighting for possession. Comes up the boards here. Taken away there by Jake Sanderson. Down in the corner now, Tage Thompson. He had a nifty goal against Latvia. Now it's Werenski. Werenski's shot off the chest and covered up by Sogard for the whistle. Dylan Larkin lurking around, wasn't able to get a stick on that rebound. Nice forecheck there from the U.S., forcing Jensen Abo, the captain of this Denmark team, to rush his breakout attempt right there. Ended up fanning on the pass. There's a look at the McAvoy family, I believe, there in the stands. Kyle Connor takes it here off this face-off. Pass now to Tage Thompson. Thompson wheeling it back up high. Shot from the point. Goes off the stick, and it's a turnover for Denmark. Cross-corner dump. Back to retrieve is Sanderson. Pressured there by Lars Eller, and I believe that is for Denmark, number 17, Nick Jensen. Not that Nick Jensen for the, I believe, Ottawa Senators back in the NHL. Different Nicholas Jensen. U.S. offsides as they enter the Denmark zone, so another face-off coming out here in the neutral zone. Lars Eller right there, former Pittsburgh Penguin. Covered him a little bit here on this channel before he was traded last year back to the team he spent most of his NHL career with, the Washington Capitals, and then he signed a free agency deal with the Ottawa Senators this past offseason. Dump in there by the U.S. Broken stick out there at center, but Denmark brings it back. Russell stopping on a dime. Dumped below the goal line here. Battling in the corner. That is McAvoy along with Storm. Storm and McAvoy still battling for it there. Finally comes loose. Storm's centering pass goes through the slot. Kept in at the line there by Lauridsen. Hard hit on Russell by JT Miller. Puck comes up high, but isn't going to reach the D-man. Brought away here by Jack Hughes. Drop for Brock Nelson on the ice. Hughes circles behind the net. Now up high, Jack Hughes using a lot of speed right now. Down low, JT Miller. Miller back to Hughes. Hughes dangling his way to Miller. A shot. Save made. Rebound. Couldn't be swept home by Nelson. And Denmark gets the clear out to center. Jake Sanderson back to retrieve. Waits for fresh troops to come on the ice. Matt Boldy trying to fend off 2 Denmark players there. Will send it along here. Picked up by Austin Matthews. Back here to Jack Hughes. He'll swing it behind the net again. Goes all the way around to Slavin, who pinches. Slavin now, he'll lose it. Denmark still trying to keep it out, and now they finally will. Out at center here, Nikolai Ehlers waiting for some of his guys to get on sides here. No entry into the zone opened up for him. Dumped in. True punches it behind the net. Past Bjorkstrand all the way up high. Knocked back down deep there by the D-man, but kicks out to center once more. Dumped in on goal here. And oh my God. Oh my God. Jeremy Swayman just gave up a goal from center ice. What the hell just happened? It's number 48 for Denmark. Nicholas B. Jensen. He just dumped the puck in on goal from center red, and it beat Jeremy Swayman over the right shoulder. Oh my God. That's it. Put Hellebuck in. We've seen enough. Put Hellebuck in. Can't be giving up softies like that. Put him in. I don't care. That was absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea whether Swayman lost it in the line changes going on here. Denmark back in again, and another shot attempt almost on Swayman. That looked dangerous. Denmark here with a ton of pressure. Pass to the point. Could it be kept in by number 42, Brugesser? Zakarensky behind his own net now after the dump and picks it up. Breakout bank pass to Jack Eichel. Eichel loses his balance. Shot from Brady Tkachuk might have been just nicked by Sogard. Shot to the front here. Both Tkachuk brothers side by side trying to bang it home. Couldn't do it. Now Denmark gets the clear out to center again. Charlie McAvoy chasing after it. McAvoy looked for a spinorama pass to Dylan Larkin. It was behind him. Denmark keeps it in. Punched down low here by the forward, Jensen. Behind the net now. Blichfeld after McAvoy. McAvoy can't get it out. Kept in alive by Jensen. Punched down deep. Blichfeld to Eller. Up high. Shot from Luridson. That goes wide. Blichfeld from the corner in front. Eller, his backhander missed short side. Offensive zone pressure here from Denmark. Swung back down low again. Jensen once more trying to get it up high to his point man, but unable to keep it in is Jensen Abo. Now Nick Jensen, the forward. You got Nick Jensen, Nick B. Jensen, and the defenseman Jensen Abo. Lots of Jensens here for Denmark. Going to be tough to keep a handle of. Dumped in here by Russell, the captain. Brock Faber behind the net. Swings it up here. And looks like Jack Hughes couldn't get a handle on it. Kept in again by Denmark. Rubbed out against the boards there by Faber is Storm. And here comes the U.S. the other way. Jack Hughes trying to power his way to the net. Hughes centering for Faber, and it went past him. Now the other way, a 3-on-2 developing here. Olesen for Denmark. Tried a shot on goal there, but was back checked by Hughes. Below the goal, Storm. Russell a wraparound, and it is going to be kept out there by Swayman. He didn't know where it was. He thought he had it covered. Brugesser keeps it in at the line. His shot was blocked. Now Faber takes possession. And Denmark flees the offensive attack here. They go off for a change. So does the U.S. Quinn Hughes now skates forward. Pass here, tipped along to Jake Gensel. Gensel circling behind the cage. Sends it up high. Jake Slavin. Down low. Austin Matthews out of the corner. Circling up high. Matthews. Drop. Sanderson moving in. Sanderson shot blocked there by Brugesser. Rebound, though, pops out off the block to Slavin. His shot went high and wide. Now Sanderson stepping down. Matt Boldy from the corner. Up high. Believe that's still Slavin out there. Sanderson, his point shot. That might have gone off the post. On the short side. Denmark now, they finally are able to get the puck out of the zone. Blowing a tire, though, is Sanderson. Oliver Bjorkstrand trying to punch the puck further deep, but Austin Matthews will settle things down behind his own net. Now everybody will go for a change once more. 5:15 left to go in the first period. Slavin to Noah Hannafin. Tipped in by Brady Tkachuk, but not deep. Olesen. Redlining in for Olesen. Behind the net, Swayman to play it. There's McAvoy to Hannafin. I think that was Matthew Tkachuk was hit on the play, but the puck will squirt just out of the zone. Now it finds Tkachuk again. Matthew Back check there by Fisker Mulgaard. Will see the puck here now. One of the Denmark players, it's going to clear it, and it's going to be an icing here. Jeez. Back and forth action right there in Denmark right now. Momentum is in their favor. Another look at Nicholas B. Jensen. His shot from center red. Not sure if there was any sort of weird trajectory of that puck or what, but inexcusable for Swayman. Face off won by Dylan Larkin. A shot from, I think, Zach Werenski was saved and popped up into the air. Now up high, Larkin wheeling around the blue line. Now Larkin in. His shot, save made by Sogard again. Possession taken by Faber. His spinorama shot off the stick of one of the Denmark forwards. That was number 29, Mikhail Agard. In the corner now. Setkoff pitting someone up against the boards there. Comes up high here, Brock Faber. To Kyle Connor, who circled up to give the D some help. Shot from the point here from, I think, Werenski, goes off of a body and out of play. Might have been sticked up into the netting by Sogard. And now NBC going to a commercial break again, showing again the goals so far in this game. Matt Boldy for the U.S. For Denmark, though, 2 goals that the U.S. did not help themselves whatsoever on. You had Nick Olesen, who had a skate, aid the puck into the net. And then you had Nicholas Jensen, B. Jensen, the defenseman from center red, put it in on Swayman. Just unbelievable, terrible breaks for the U.S. Not helping themselves at all here. 6 of you in here right now. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. I believe right now there is 4 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in this first period of action. Again, the other games that went on today, Finland in the 10:30 a.m. in Eastern Standard U.S. time, an 11-0 victory over Italy. Sweden, a 5-3 win over Slovakia, though Sweden, because they did not win by 3, are no longer in control of their fate for the quarterfinals. They are looking at a 7th seed where they would need to face the U.S. or Canada. And then Germany falling to Latvia 4-3, 26-save win for Penguins goaltender Arturs Shilovs in that game. The U.S. will play Germany tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Hopefully all of you in here right now join me back here tomorrow. We will cover that game as well. It's already up on the channel. Click notification. Turn your notifications on. You'll know when that game is live. Resuming play here in the first period between the U.S. and Denmark, though. Quinn Hughes takes it behind his own net. And another breakout pass. I think that was intended for Matthew Tkachuk. Goes off his stick and back in possession of Denmark. Racing after it here, Quinn Hughes with Lars Eller. And Hughes just barely able to shield off Eller from an excellent point-blank chance on Swayman there. The U.S. clears it, and it's going to be an icing again. Shots are 10-4 in favor of the U.S., but make no mistake of it. It has been all Denmark for the last little while. You've really had one truly excellent look for the U.S., and that was the Boldy goal. Other than that, no really other grade A opportunity for the U.S. Shot here off the face-off by Denmark. Save made by Swayman. He looks really rocky in net right now. Confidence and second-guessing himself. Swayman definitely seeing that right now in his game. Really fidgety in the net, not being able to have good rebound control right now. Swayman here. Face-off again will be to his right. They keep showing this goal from center ice by Nicholas B. Jensen. Face-off won by the U.S. in their own zone. Matt Boldy here flicks it. And another icing here. Was looking to have Austin Matthews catch up to it, but I believe that was Laridson, the defenseman, who was able to beat him back to the puck. Two Laridsons, by the way. Marcus Laridson, number 22, and Oliver Laridson, number 25. So we got another pair of brothers, maybe even one of the Jensens are brothers as well. Brother action, family affairs in these two teams. Again, the face-off won in the U.S. zone by Austin Matthews. They tried to clear it up the boards and out. It did come out to center, but Denmark dumps it right back in. 3 minutes left to go in the first period. You got Jacob Slavin with the puck. Gives it to a fresh Jake Sanderson who just hopped onto the ice. Matt Boldy finally punches it in down deep. Taken there in the corner by, I believe, Jake Gensel. Sanderson keeping it in. Dumps it down low. Austin Matthews, a stick lift there. In front, Boldy. Boldy now circles, throws it to the front. Puck loose there, cleared to the corner by Denmark. Nikolai Ehlers now Oliver Bjorkstrand trying to get that puck up and off the glass out of the zone, but it goes out of play. So whistle stoppage here and another commercial break for this game. Now 7 of you in here. Not a good first period for the U.S. Again, leading in the shot department, but this is another slow start. We saw a similar start for them against Latvia. Latvia stayed in that game for a period and a half before the U.S. poured it on in the back half of the second period. Right now, Denmark, they are, like I said, a feisty team for not having a ton of NHL talent on their roster. Going back here to the beginning of this tournament, you had on Thursday this Denmark team. They really gave Germany a run for their money. Some would say outplayed them, but it was the NHL talent of Germany. Tim Stützle, Leon Draisaitl, Moritz Seider, that was the difference maker in that game. And then Denmark off yesterday, just like the U.S., and they meet with the U.S. today. Denmark will go on to play Latvia tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Games tomorrow besides U.S., Germany, Denmark, Latvia at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Canada, France at 10:30. That game is going to get really ugly in a hurry. And then Switzerland, Czechia, they play at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Back from commercial here is the game. Face-off will be to the right of Mads Søgaard. Austin Matthews with Olesen, I believe, here on the draw. Matthews loses this draw. That was Wes on the draw. Denmark gets it out to center. Couldn't dump it in deep, however. Chipped along here, and no, not touched. It's going to be another icing on the U.S. Multiple icings here by America. It's really slowing down the pace of play here. There's a look at Taryn Tkachuk, brother or a sister of the brothers, Matthew and Brady. There's Keith Tkachuk right next to her. Wrapped around the boards here. 2:15 left to go in the first. Gensel getting center red, dumps it in. The U.S. now able to get off on a change here. Nice move by Brusiger in his own zone. Here comes Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers couldn't knock that one out of midair as it was poked by Zakarensky. Another dump in here by the U.S. Chance to get on the forecheck maybe. Wrapped around the board. Stopped there for a moment by Brock Nelson, but Denmark now gets it out to center. Bjorkstrand finds a streaking Setkov here. His shot, glove save made, but unable to catch it was Swayman. In the corner now, Bjorkstrand battling with it. Was looking to get the puck up high to Setkov, but now the U.S. is able to break back the other way. JT Miller with a dump in. Chasing after it, Nelson. Nelson now loses it to the large Setkov. Dumped in here by Denmark, going after it. In the corner, hard collision there. Charlie McAvoy hits the deck. Up high here, looks like Lauridsen. I believe that is Marcus Lauridsen. His shot went wide of the net. Puck finds him again up high. Getting it down low. From the corner, Fisker Molgaard. Pass there. Shot from Agard. Save made again by Swayman. 50 seconds now left to go in the period. Olesen trying to keep it alive again. Lauridsen dumps it deep. Swayman plays it to Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy, a skyward clear here. It's going to not go all the way for an icing. Oliver Lauridsen. Cross ice pass here. Lars Eller dumps it in. Swayman stops it behind the net. Picked up there by Noah Hannafin. Maybe one last chance for a rush up ice for the U.S. 25 seconds. Pass here out at center. Jack Eichel finding room. Goes down. Shot there. Is not going to get a ton on it. Do we have a penalty call at all here? Eichel was really gaining a ton of speed here. And no penalty call. Are you kidding me? There was not a penalty call there? Matthew Tkachuk skating by wondering, oh my goodness. I know in this tournament, the Olympics referees, they really swallowed their whistles a little bit, but I mean, you won't find anything more blatant than that. Shot from the point here off the face-off win by Eichel goes wide. Zach Werenski stepping down his pass to the front. Matthew Tkachuk there trying to jam away at it. 5 seconds left. Werenski down low. Matthew Tkachuk centering for a stick of Brady. Unable to hit him, and that is going to do it here. And now Brady Tkachuk is going to mix it up here with Oliver Lauridsen. Zach Werenski and Russell go at it. Oliver Lauridsen trying to get at Brady Tkachuk here. Boy, if this wasn't Olympic hockey, to where both of these guys would be getting game misconducts, they'd definitely be dropping the gloves right now. Lauridsen escorted to the gate. Nice left-hand jab there by Brady Tkachuk. Lands on the button. And that is what incensed Oliver Lauridsen. But that's honestly the most fight that the U.S. truly showed that period. Truly showed. Because even though the U.S. think final shots in that period was 11-6, the U.S. not really showing a whole lot of offensive zone pressure there. Offensive zone. Usually, going back to that Latvia game, U.S. hemming the opposition in their end of the ice. Not that period. Not that period. So, with that, intermission number 1 ongoing. Denmark a 2-1 lead. Both goals bit flukish. Shot goes off of the skate of Zach Werenski and then a dump in from center red by Nicholas B. Jensen on goal. Beats Jeremy Swayman up high. And the U.S. got to show a lot of more fight. Figure out some things here in the first intermission. To the comment section. We go here. Got a commenter here. Johnny. Welcome, Johnny. It's like you're a Steelers fan. To what about your quarterback next season? Quarterback this season. That's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Don't think too many Steelers fans are super stoked about that, except for the delusional ones. But it is what it is. I mean, I just hope to God that the Steelers do not draft a quarterback high in this draft, because I don't feel like going through a Ty Simpson project with endless amounts of instructions to be read. So not a fan of that, but we'll see here. Tons of time between now and football season. How good is Denmark? I didn't underestimate Denmark. I was expecting them to do that, be really pesky on the U.S., tight coverage on everything. They started to forecheck a little bit more aggressively there at the end of that period, and their dog on a bone mentality really helped them get those 2 goals. Throwing everything on net seems to be working for them right now against Swayman. With that, Denmark 2, USA 1. After 1, going to take a short break here for the intermission. We'll be back right before the start of the second period. On your way in, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you do not miss a thing here on the channel. Again, like, share, leave a comment on your thoughts of the first period and what you expect for the second period in the comment section. Back here in a moment after intermission. USA needing to do some soul searching during this first intermission break. Back here in a bit. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One period of play between Denmark and the United States in men's Olympic hockey is past us now, and that was not USA hockey first period. That was far from it, to be honest. Really, the only guys that I would say had a good period, Matt Boldy, Brady Tkachuk, straightforward, run through a guy's face, get the puck on net type of mentality from those two guys. Other than that, it was a lackluster, to say the least, first period of play for the U.S. Jeremy Swayman giving up 2 goals on 10 Denmark shots. I give him a tiny bit of a break for that center ice goal he gave up to Nicholas B. Jensen. The boards at the Olympics right there, a really dark blue color, might have camouflaged the puck a tiny bit there, but still, Olympic hockey got to be on your P's and Q's, and it wasn't a good first period for Swayman, the defenseman of the U.S. They had a pretty rough period as well. No sustained offensive pressure from the United States, and they had way too many icings. But we will see how things go here in the second period of play. Hopefully, the Mike Sullivan-led team able to bounce back here in the second. Been a disappointing game thus far, but we shall see what goes down here in period number 2. Puck drop here just in a moment. Wesh against Eichel on the face-off here. Period number 2, 20 minutes behind us, 40 minutes to go. The second 20 underway here. The opening face-off did West. So Denmark, they had possession for a moment, but their dump-in will be taken behind the U.S. net by Quinn Hughes. Matthew Tkachuk now cycling up, pass here to the center. It's Jack Eichel in with Brady Tkachuk. Brady shot, fanned on it. Puck comes up high again. Quinn Hughes to Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy shot blocked by Olesen for Denmark. And away comes Russell, the captain of Team Denmark. Thrown to the front of the net there. Was looking for Storm. Swayman didn't know where the puck was for a moment. Aside from a few good positional saves by Swayman, a rocky first period for him, where so fidgety in the net, didn't look all that confident. Rebound control was suspect. Puck comes to the front of the net here. Alex True for Denmark, turning and spinning one on goal. Save made by Swayman. Puck will come all the way down to the Denmark zone now on a clear by the U.S. Here comes Nikolai Ehlers, forward for the Carolina Hurricanes, and finds Alex True. His shot off the stick of Brock Faber and out of play for a whistle. Looks like more of the same from the first period to begin the second period here. Denmark putting the U.S. back on their heels a little bit in the defensive zone. Someone's got to step up in a big way here. Maybe we see a little bit more of Jack Hughes, Brock Nelson. Those two guys playing phenomenal against Latvia 2 days ago. See a little bit more of them. Did not see a bunch of the reserve forwards. One of those guys, Vincent Trocheck, right now, he's the 13th forward dressed today for Team USA. He wins that defensive zone face-off, but it's taken away there. I believe that was Kyle Connor who had his pocket picked. Denmark back into the U.S. zone now. Up against the boards over there. Olesen fighting through the contact of JT Miller. Zach Werenski now stripped of the puck by Agard. Up high. Shot from the point here from number 42 for the Denmark. That is Philip Brugesser. Now the U.S. able to punch it back down into Denmark's zone here. Poked along by Dylan Larkin. His centering pass there from, I believe that was Zach Werenski. Did not get to Kyle Connor. The U.S., after the puck came out to center, come back in off sides. This right now, the USA, last time they trailed after the first period was in the 2010 gold medal game versus Canada, in which Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal. Since that moment in time, the U.S. in the Olympics have never been down heading into the second period of play. Face-off was out at center red right there. It was won briefly by Brock Nelson. JT Miller delivers a hit there as Denmark dumps it in. Quinn Hughes behind his own net again. Sends it up to center. Here comes JT Miller. Miller needing to sidestep his own man, Nelson. Brock Nelson in the corner. Spinning. Here's a shot from Jack Hughes. Save made by Mads Søgaard. Nicholas Jensen trying to get it out. Now he finally pokes it out to center. Miller trying to do his best to keep the puck in. Pass here. Tage Thompson. Now I believe that's Jack Hughes. Shot on goal here from the point by the U.S. Gloved by Søgaard and held on to for a whistle. Let's look at Lars Eller on the bench. Again, not all that much offensive zone pressure here for the United States. Trying to throw everything in on Mads Søgaard. He's been up to the task of Jeremy Swayman here today. Face-off will be, I think, to the left of Søgaard here. It is. Jack Eichel and Wes are on the draw. One by Eichel. Matthew Tkachuk over to Charlie McAvoy. Steps below. Now it gets away from him. Or excuse me, that's Noah Hannafin. Puck racing after it out at center. It's Brock Faber. Dropping it for Noah Hannafin. Now Faber again. Trying to get it out of his own zone. Kept alive by Storm for a moment. And now Eichel through center. Eichel, a 2-on-1 maybe here. Shot by Jack Eichel. That's a shoulder save for Søgaard. Brady Tkachuk in the corner. He's going to draw a penalty here. Stick slashed out of his hands. In the U.S., it's going to go to the power play for the first time in this hockey game. Had a no call on a Jack Eichel trip to end the first period, but the referee is going to call this one. It's going to be a slash on Russell for Team Denmark. Brady Tkachuk trying to whack that puck out of midair, and then Russell coming a overhead tomahawk chop right near the hands of Tkachuk. Stick hits the ice for a slash, and here we go. The U.S. power play going to work now. Face off, won by Eichel. Eichel, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, Matthew Tkachuk, and Tage Thompson, the personnel out there for the U.S. It's Eichel with it. One time for Eichel. His shot is stopped by Søgaard, and he swallows up any rebound opportunity right there. Saw one power play goal from this unit back in the Latvian game. It was Tage Thompson on the backhand. Was able to get a goal. As a matter of fact, there were two power play goals. Austin Matthews in the third period. Forgot that one was a man advantage goal. Face-off one again here by the U.S. Eichel serving as a D-man here. Down low. Centering attempt there from Tage Thompson. Cleared out of there by Denmark. Quinn Hughes goes to retrieve back at his own blue line. Pass up here for Jack Eichel. Eichel over the blue line. Austin Matthews coming in now. Matthews behind the net. Up here to Matthew Tkachuk. Back for Matthews. They now get set up in their positions. Matthews on the half wall. Coming out. One-timer from Thompson just went wide. And it goes past Eichel and back out to center again. Brought quickly back in here by Quinn Hughes. He's going to try to get to that self-dump in, but was held a little bit. Kept alive by Matthews at the opposite point. Now Jack Eichel on the half wall. Up high, Quinn Hughes again to Austin Matthews. Up high, Hughes, Matthews. He and Tage Thompson play catch. Tage Thompson a one-timer, and that goes off of, I believe, the skate of Lars Eller up into the netting. And with 40 seconds left, nothing doing yet on this Team USA power play. Second unit most likely going to come onto the ice now. Looked like they were trying to set up Thompson the whole time. It's going to be Brady Tkachuk on the face-off here to the left of the goal. Alex True in the dot as well. Brady Tkachuk, Jake Gensel, Matt Boldy. Looks like Jack Hughes and Zach Werenski, the second power play unit here. Brady Tkachuk, tie up on the draw, wins it. Werenski to Boldy. Does he have another goal in him here to tie up this game again? Law loses his pass attempt down to the post man, which I believe was Brady Tkachuk, and it's cleared by Denmark. 20 seconds now left on the power play. U.S. has to hurry to get set up again. Boldy into the zone. Pressured by 2 Denmark players. Up high to Gensel. Now here's Werenski moving in. Looks for a shot pass to the side of the net. Goes wide of Boldy. Boldy now again looking for Brady Tkachuk down low. It's going to be picked up by Alex True off the deflection and cleared again. Denmark, a big power play kill right there. Russell is out of the box. Back up the ice. Comes the U.S. Centering pass from Jake Gensel. Goes off a stick intended for Jack Hughes. Cleared skyward by Denmark. It's going to be an icing. And the faceoff will come back down to the offensive zone for the U.S. Another look at Mike Sullivan. Got to wonder what he's thinking there. What sort of adjustments can he have his guys do here to get back into this hockey game? Still right now the U.S. leading Group C, but they got Latvia and Germany nipping at their heels. 1-0-0-1 here in this group. Face off in the offensive zone, won by Brock Nelson, stepping down. Charlie McAvoy punches it along to JT Miller. Miller trying to dance away from the pressure of Lauridsen. Now in the corner, the puck goes again. JT Miller gets it up high. D-man here. Shot from Noah Hannafin. Jake Sanderson. Save made by Sogard. Now a long stretch pass out the center here. It's going to be picked up by True eventually, and he'll dump it in and step off into his own bench for a change. 14 minutes left to go here in this second period. Already 6 minutes gone by. JT Miller in the corner of the offensive zone after the dump in. Looked like he was trying to fend off the defenseman Setkov, but Denmark gets it out of the zone. A dump in here. Swayman playing it along. Kept in there by Bjorkstrand. Wraps it around again. Setkov stepping down. Trying to punch it lower for, I believe, Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers now gets it to Fisker Molgaard. Shot from the point here. Setkov. It's going to be caught and held up against the right pec of Jeremy Swayman. So like that, going to have an offensive zone face-off for Denmark here. They survived the initial flurry of offense there by the U.S. off the power play. They'll have a chance to get back to their game. Showing some highlights here from the Latvian game 2 days ago for the U.S. And 2 goals in the first period called back against Brock Nelson and JT Miller. And then on to today's miscues for Team USA. The shot from Fisker Molgaard deflected by Olesen. It goes off the skates of Zach Werenski, and then Nicholas B. Jensen, his shot on goal from center red right at the between the benches portion is puck a little bit camouflaged by the boards. Beats Swayman, trying to battle his way through any struggles he may be going through right now. Take a look at Connor Hellebuck right there on the bench talking with Swayman. Was wondering, I know Hellebuck didn't really see too much action against Latvia, but there is that temptation if you're Mike Sullivan and his coaching staff, John Hines, John Tortorella. Do you maybe have a little bit of a goaltender change to wake up the gents a little bit? Going to ride with Swayman for the time being. Denmark gets another goal. I'd be shocked if you don't see an interesting decision needing to be made by Sullivan. Take a look at the bench there. You have Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews, and Matthew Tkachuk looking at the tablet. Maybe wondering what went wrong on that last power play opportunity. Face off in the defensive zone, won by the U.S. Tage Thompson flying through the neutral zone here. His shot on goal. Save made by Sogard in a behind-the-back pass for Thompson. Nobody was home. Sogard had no idea that the puck was even there. Dump in here by Denmark. They did not get the red line. It's going to be an icing on them with 13:08 left to go in the second. See here if what personnel Mike Sullivan goes for again here on the offensive zone face-off. Looks like it might be the Jack Eichel line getting the face-off here. Indeed it is. Got Matthew Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk is going to take the draw here. Eichel playing the wing along the boards here. Tkachuk and Eller. One by Tkachuk. Up high. Pass comes over now to Charlie McAvoy. His shot went wide. It's like Quinn Hughes is stepping down now. Hughes looking for Brady Tkachuk. Up high to McAvoy. Barely keeps it onside. Shot from the point here from Eichel, it looked like. Brady Tkachuk dumped down low by Lars Eller. No penalty called. Puck is now going to be sent off the boards back down to U.S. ice. Played there by Quinn Hughes. Goes off the skate, though, of Lars Eller and deflected back into the zone there for a moment. Brady Tkachuk now from center ice dumps it in. Jack Eichel down low. He's going to cycle up the boards here. Sent back down deep there by Jake Sanderson. It's like Jake Gensel trying to pick that one up off the boards. Couldn't do so cleanly. Noah Hannafin now behind his own net, going to try to pin the puck up against the boards there. I believe that was Russell he had pinned. Now puck comes loose here. Team USA. Massive meeting of the bodies there between Brugesser and I think Austin Matthews. Jake Gensel loses his stick on the forecheck. He'll have to go to the bench. Dumped in by Denmark over center red. Stretch pass here for the U.S. Connects with Matt Boldy. Boldy into the zone, looking for a trailer. Now he gets hit there by, I believe that is Jensen Abo, but Austin Matthews with it. Twisting and turning behind his own net. Matthews looking to find an open man. Up high to Werenski, over. Stepping down is Jacob Slavin. His shot save made by Sogard. Up the boards again, Matthews keeping it alive there. Still with possession. Matthews now to Werenski. Werenski loses it. Nikolai Ehlers taking it away. 2-on-2 maybe for the time being. Ehlers into the zone. Peels up. Finds a trailer. Loridson. His shot pass for True goes under his stick. Jack Hughes now. Back to his defenseman. I believe that is Hannafin. Hannafin now up the boards. Couldn't be grabbed there by JT Miller, dumped down the length of the ice by Denmark for an icing, looking for a man. 11 minutes left to go in the second period. Back to the replay from a moment ago. A shot pass there from Quinn Hughes from his own zone went off the foot of Lars Eller. Eller a little bit shaken up after sticking his leg out like that. Appears to be all right. It's going to be an offensive zone face-off for the U.S. It was won for a moment by Brock Nelson. A scrum up against the boards now for the puck. And, Denmark almost getting a breakaway opportunity there. You had the D-man for the U.S. pinching to keep that puck in the zone. You had Olesen up ice. I believe that was Russell. Couldn't get the puck to him. Another icing here on Denmark. Will bring the puck back into their own zone. 10:37 left to go in the second. 19-9. The shots on goal in favor of the United States, but it's Denmark still with the 2-1 lead. Oh my goodness. 9 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream on your way in. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you do not miss a thing here on the channel or a bit of action of USA hockey throughout this Olympic tournament. Henry Belinsky here. Welcome, Henry Bilski. 2 goals on 7 shots. That's what it was for Denmark in the first period. They're up to 9 shots now. U.S. trying to get some offensive mojo going, but there's a goal. There we go. Face-off win by Jack Eichel and Brady Tkachuk ripping it home. Set up right behind Eichel on the face-off. The U.S. ties it up. That's a little bit of what they needed. That is a little bit of what they needed. Set off to draw Eichel, the clean win, and Brady Tkachuk, a wrister behind Eichel, offset to the right a little bit. Left shot, perfect placement by Eichel, and Tkachuk wristing it over the right shoulder of Mads Søgaard. And we got a tie hockey game. Let's go. Tie game. 10:34 left to go. The 20th shot nets the second goal of the hockey game for the U.S. Maybe that's a little bit of the wake-up call they needed as we approach the midway point of the hockey game. Dumped in by the U.S. Off the resume of play. Collision there between Oliver Lauridsen and Vincent Trocheck. The Denmark team trying to get the puck out of their zone. Dumped in there by Blickfield. Swayman stops it behind his net. Plays it along here. Tight forecheck there by Blickfield, almost intercepted. Kyle Connor can't get it out. Charlie McAvoy spins back in his own zone. Up now to Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck, soft dump. Connor after it. He's pinned up against the boards there by Nicholas B. Jensen. Trocheck down there as well. Puck squirts loose to Denmark. Setkov couldn't get it out. Shot from the point here by the U.S. Snared by Søgaard, and in the corner. Looks like it's Vinny Trocheck and Weish who are mixing it up. B. Jensen and Kyle Connor in there as well. Trocheck not taking kindly to Weish pushing him out of there. Another look at the Brady Tkachuk goal. 2-2. Tied up by the U.S. Let's go to the comment section again. My dad here a moment ago. Boys better wake up. Hopefully that was the wake-up call. Keep it rolling now. Got to keep it rolling. Build off of the momentum shifting back in your favor a little bit. We got a M-check in here. Welcome, MC. I'm going to call you MC. Canadian here. Huge Bruins fan. That second goal even hurt for me. Talking about the Jeremy Swayman goal. I will give Swayman a tiny bit of the benefit of the doubt. The boards there all the way around the rink at the Olympic arena they got going on there. It's a dark blue color mixed in with a little bit of like a teal, something like that. So the puck can camouflage a little bit there, but not sure what Swayman was so deep in his net for, to be honest. Thought he would, be at least getting ready to go out and go behind the net to stop the puck. But even if he did that, even if he was going to be taking off behind the net to stop it, he probably would have had the puck hit him, but instead was deep on his own goal line, and it goes over his shoulder and in. Hopefully he's much more settled down now. His team evening the score up after his little gaff in the net. Settle in now, Sway. Let's calm it down. New game here. Reset. All of that's behind us now. Let's see if we can keep things going here for the U.S. Look at Quinn Hughes on the bench there. Lots of people always talk about Quinn Hughes and how sometimes he zones out. Seems to be in the present right now, sitting between Jake Sanderson and Noah Hannafin. The U.S. has been mixing their D combinations up more. It's been hard to tell who's out there. Keep accidentally calling Sanderson Hannafin, Hannafin Sanderson, Hannafin Slavin. So we'll see what the U.S. does. Haven't really mixed up their offensive lines too much quite yet. The only thing we've seen as expected was Vincent Trocheck subbing in for a shift or so with JT Miller. The Tkachuk line out there again. Similar setup here. Eichel wins it to Brady. It wasn't in his wheelhouse that time. Instead, it goes to Werenski. Shot on goal saved by Søgaard. Tried to run the same exact thing that they just scored the goal on a moment ago, where Brady Tkachuk set up over the right shoulder of Jack Eichel. Eichel winning that puck perfectly on the stick blade of Brady a moment ago. That one was a little bit more in on his feet. Eichel now gets it off the draw and he scores! Jack Eichel! Do it yourself! The U.S. has taken the lead! Tie up off the draw. Eichel is able to have the puck come right on his stick blade, and he roofs it. win the puck back that time. Instead, Eichel and Eller on the draw. It goes off the shin pad of Eller, and Matthew Tkachuk punched it forward a bit to where Eichel was able to get past Lars Eller, and he beats Sogard on the short side over the shoulder. 2 quick goals off of the face-off for Team USA. Eichel and Tkachuk might want to play that line a little bit more. 9:20 left to go in the second period now. The U.S. now a surge from them. The adrenaline kicking in a little bit. They're back into the Denmark zone. Down low. Centering pass here. Brock Nelson, a shot went just wide. Might have been deflected off of a Denmark defender. Down low. Looks like it's Nelson centering, putting the puck up high here to Sanderson. JT Miller below the goal. Down low looking for Jack Hughes. Went past him, Sanderson. Down low, Jack Hughes again. Hughes, centering pass. Nelson, a shot deflected off of the skate of Lauridsen into the glass. Out at center now, Bjorkstrand to Ehlers. Ehlers into the zone. Spins it back for Alex True. True centering one off the skates of Bjorkstrand. In the corner, True again. Looking to get it back to Bjorkstrand, but Zach Werenski rubbed him off against the boards. Up ice comes the U.S. again. Jake Gensel chipping and chasing after it. Meets Oliver Lauridsen behind the net. Looked to be kicked back in there offsides by Charlie McAvoy. Olesen, pass comes up to him. He's in the corner now of the U.S. zone. Austin Matthews in the corner trying to poke it free. McAvoy pinning his man against the boards. Agard and Matthews battling after it as well. Now Quinn Hughes behind his own net, waiting for his troops to get set up off ice. Stretch pass there for Hughes, intercepted by Brigesser and dumped deep. Now 2 men pressuring Quinn Hughes behind the net. Hughes was able to get it up to Matt Boldy. Boldy trying to fend off Setkoff down low. Matthews there, took a high stick, no call. Austin Matthews grabbing at his face there, but no signal from the referee. And now Quinn Hughes loses it. Olesen nearly got a shot attempt off there, but thank goodness for Brock Faber. Brought up through center here by Dylan Larkin. Dump over here for Kyle Connor. Swung around the boards here. Stepping in is Matthews' end of the shift. His shot went wide. Faber steps down now. Down low, Larkin again. Faber and Larkin meet together. Setkoff has Faber pinned up against the boards. Larkin now in it. Another scrum in the corner to the right of Sogard. Up high, Tage Thompson. His shot there. Sogard didn't see it. Rebound off the boards. Kyle Connor put it off the side of a wide open net. Faber walking the line. His shot blocked by Lauridsen. Still kept in at the line by Slavin. Thompson. Tage Thompson, top of the circle. His shot there high and wide. Dylan Larkin. Up high. Faber couldn't keep it in. Now a race after it here with Blickfeld. And smart play there by Slavin to send it back to his own corner. Faber back to Slavin. The U.S. can get set up here. Maybe get some guys off. Larkin. Pass over to the U.S. bench. Fresh onto the ice. I think that was Brady Tkachuk. Matthew in. Had the puck knocked away from him. Hard hit by Brady on Wesh. Now Brady Tkachuk back in. His shot went wide of the net to the right. Puck squibs back out to center again. Jake Sanderson retrieves it. Now Brady Tkachuk. Cross ice pass there for Zach Werenski. A little bit up in the air there. You had Russell there after it. Turnover here at the U.S. blue line, but they're able to get it out again. Dumped in here by Denmark. Matthew Tkachuk picks it up off the boards. Jake Sanderson, Nikolai Ehlers stepping off the bench was able to apply pressure, and it's a turnover. Denmark back in possession. Looks like it is going to be Bjorkstrand out at center for Alex True. Nikolai Ehlers now trying to stop up, but Sanderson steals it. Now Werenski to Jack Hughes. Hughes coming in all by himself. Hughes around behind the net. Brady Tkachuk out there end of a shift. Jack Hughes up high. McAvoy now with it. Stepping down the boards, McAvoy up high. Quinn Hughes. Hughes trying to shake and bake his way down low. Backhand attempt went well wide of the net. Brock Nelson. Jack Hughes. Back for Nelson, who circles up high. Nelson now puck poked away from him by Fisker Mulgaard. Bjorkstrand to Fisker Mulgaard again, and it's dumped in. Picked up with speed behind the net by Quinn Hughes. Up here, it looks like a dump in from JT Miller. Gives a shoulder to a Denmark player for good measure. Jack Hughes back to his brother Quinn. The U.S. trying to get men off here. McAvoy now to Quinn Hughes. Jack Hughes looking for Austin Matthews, picked off by Setkoff. Dumped in here. It looks like Olesen got a stick on it. Swayman plays it to McAvoy. Now Hughes behind the net again. Hughes breaking it up ice here. Pass. Long stretch pass looking for, I believe, Jake Gensel out at center. That went wide of the intended target, and it's going to be an icing again. Time left to play here. 4:20 left to go in the second period. 2 goals in the period, both by the U.S. Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, getting the U.S. back in the game and then giving them the lead as well. Defensive zone face-off here for the Americans. Won by Matthews against Lars Eller. Denmark player hits the ice off of that face-off. Matt Boldy just able to get the puck back out at center. Nicholas Jensen dumps it in again. Boldy again can't handle that puck being rung around the boards. McAvoy out at center. Bit of a demolition derby at center ice. Brought back in here. Blickfield a shot. Might have gone high and wide on Swayman. Not sure he got a piece of it or not. Excellent attempt there for Blickfield to tie up the game. Couldn't do it. 3:20 left to go here in the second period. Shots on goal, 23-9 in favor of the U.S. The score now reflecting that as well. Quinn Hughes. Pass up here. Tage Thompson cross corner dump. Chasing after it. Dylan Larkin. Put up against the boards there by Brugesser. In the corner now. Battle continues. Tage Thompson joins the fray. Comes up high now. Brock Faber. Shot attempt well wide of the net. Just looking for open ice there. Faber keeps it in at the line again after a clear attempt by Denmark. Chipped up the boards now. Finally, I believe by Jensen Abo. He gets it out. Looks like a Noah Hannafin in here. Hannafin a shot, and it's in! It went across the goal line. Noah Hannafin, the D-man, after the regroup out at center, he comes in with speed. His shot attempt first was blocked by a defenseman, gets the carom off the D-man, and it just went across the goal line. The U.S., another goal here with the time ticking down here in the second period. It went off of the post of Sogard. Let's just make sure it's in here. Goes through the 5-hole of Sogard, off the post, and in. I'm going to hit it. That looks like a good goal. Would not be shocked if they maybe take a look at it. It was Marcus Lauridsen who tried to keep the puck from going over, but it just got over that red goal line. It'll count. The 24th shot of the game nets the 4th goal of this contest for the U.S. Let's see if they're not done quite yet. Puck tipped into the zone here by Brady Tkachuk. Jack Eichel in the corner, trying to send it back up to his D-man, picked up by True. Now across ice pass for Ehlers. It's going to be dumped in. Noah Hannafin back to play it. Up the boards, Brady Tkachuk couldn't handle it. Shot from Jensen Abo goes off of a sliding Tkachuk. Another shot attempt there for Lauridsen was stopped by Swayman. Eichel behind his own net. 1:50 left to go in the second frame. Up here, and with speed. Looks like Jacob Slavin leading the rush here. His shot off the shoulder of Sogard. Trying to clear it out with Denmark. Kept alive by Werenski. Werenski's shot Looks like it went off a stick and out of play. Might have been Fisker Molgard who got his blade in there. But the U.S. looks like they've woken up a little bit. And now makes it a 4-2 lead for them. 3 goals in the period. It was 2 members of the top line, Brady Tkachuk and Jack Eichel. And then the 7th defenseman dressed today by the U.S., Noah Hannafin, joining the rush, gets the shot on goal, and it goes through the wickets, off the post, and in. 10 of you in here right now. Welcome to this live stream covering men's USA Olympic hockey. Bit of an awakening here for Team USA. 3 goals in the period, a 4-2 lead over Denmark. On your way in, please, just like this comment says, hit that like button, subscribe as well. Share this live stream so we can keep getting more viewers in here throughout the Olympic tournament. Going to take a real quick short break here. Back in a moment. Team USA soaring right now, all of a sudden, over Denmark. Welcome back. Face off to the right of Mads Søgaard. Looks like that was won by Austin Matthews. Shot attempt went just wide. Now puck up high. Zach Werenski's going to step down the boards here. Plays it along here to, looks like Matt Boldy. Austin Matthews, point blank, and a pad save by Søgaard. 1:10 left to go in the second period. Quinn Hughes. Now it's Gensel feeding Boldy. Boldy's shot save made by Søgaard. Stepping down, Quinn Hughes keeps the puck in the zone for a moment. And now the puck off of the combined stick of Agard and Matthews goes into the U.S. bench for a whistle. 55.6 seconds left to go in the second period. Another look at that Austin Matthews chance. Forget a pad save. That was a toe skate save made there by Søgaard. Outstretching his left leg just enough to get a piece of that opportunity for Matthews. If Matthews elevates that just a little bit, it's destined to hit twine. Face off here between Brock Nelson and Lars Eller. Off the tie-up, Denmark gets possession. Blickfield dumps it down low. Sanderson after it. Trying to get it up the boards there. Didn't get all of it. Back deep now, Denmark centering past nobody home. Nicholas Jensen stepping down now. Maybe a response attempt here for Denmark before the period ends. They keep it alive again. The U.S. unable to get it out. Now it comes to Vinny Trocheck. Stretch pass just out of reach of Brock Nelson. It's going to be an icing and bit of a trouble spot here for the U.S. Tired bodies with 26 seconds left. And Denmark, another offensive zone face-off for them. Vinny Trocheck is going to take the draw. He's been excellent on D-zone draws. Leans in against Alex True. True loses it to Trocheck. Clean win by the New York Rangers. Sanderson winds it up the boards. Miller ensures it gets out. 18 seconds left to go. Denmark, one last push up ice. Ehlers across ice stump. Now, Sanderson plays it out again. Not sure if that hit anybody. It's going to be another icing on the U.S. And with 6.7 seconds left, one more offensive zone draw opportunity here for Denmark. Face-off is going to be to the right of Jeremy Swayman's net. We're going to have Vinny Trocheck and Alex True do battle again. True wins it this time. Puck ups him high. Drive by Brussiger, and they score! Oh my goodness, and the icing issues for the U.S. finally bite them in the ass. It was won by True. It was Nikolai Ehlers who got it to Philip Brugesser, the big D-man, in a drive from long range. Might have grazed JT Miller trying to block the shot. Let's take a look here again. It went maybe just skimmed off the knee of JT Miller. And it beats Jeremy Swayman past the right shoulder in Denmark with 2.6 ticks left on the clock. They are able to claw back within one. The face-off at center ice might have been won by the Danes, but after such a positive period for the U.S., where they started to look like they were the ones applying pressure, Denmark shows a little pulse on the heart monitor. And that takes us into intermission number 2. A overall positive period ends on a sour note. 4-3 after 40 minutes, 20 minutes left to go from Milano Cortina, Italy. 7 of you still in here right now. Your thoughts on how that period just ended? You have faith that this U.S. team is going to be able to pull away in the third? Let me know in the comments section. Like, share, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. I'm going to take another short break here for intermission number 2. The U.S. going to need to dig deep and find a way to fend off Denmark in the last 20 minutes when we return. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 40 minutes behind us in this hockey game. A very crucial and hopefully not all that tightly contested 20 minutes of play are ahead of us. The score after the first two periods, USA 4, Denmark 3. And this has been more of a rock fight than what most have expected against Denmark. I did know that they are a plucky team that will keep things close here and there, but I was expecting another second period pull away by the U.S., similar to what they did against Latvia. They were on pace to do that. 3 goals in the second period from the United States. Brady Tkachuk, a phenomenal goal off of a face-off. Jack Eichel, who won that face-off to Tkachuk. 57 seconds later, he potted one of his own. Even the D-men got involved. Noah Hannafin joining the rush was able to get one just past the goal line. Everything was looking good and dandy for the U.S. until 6.7 seconds, I believe it was, left on the clock in the second period. The U.S. having icing issues all day. Iced the puck once again. Face-off was won by Denmark. Went back to their D-man, Philip Brugesser, and he was able to find some room on the right side of Jeremy Swayman, beating Swayman for another goal. I believe that now makes, in this hockey game, 3 goals, I want to say, on 10 or 11 shots from Jeremy Swayman. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see the exact total here in a moment. But the U.S. going with the interesting decision on a back-to-back game weekend here. They went with Swayman today, Hellebuck the backup. It's going to be very interesting to see whether they go with a Connor Hellebuck or a Jake Ottinger from here on out through the rest of this tournament. If it was up to me, Swayman, you're having a good year at Boston, but 3 goals on 11 shots to a Denmark team that their biggest NHL star is Nikolai Ehlers. Not the best way to get yourself any more playing time for the rest of this tournament. So hopefully he's able to lock in for these last 20. Does Swayman. Hopefully the U.S. as a whole can get back to playing some U.S. hockey instead of being the team that is ferociously on the forecheck, establishing offensive zone dominance. They have had that done to them quite a bit in that first 2 periods of play. So we'll see if they have any sort of response, any sort of gas left in the tank here. They do have a 43 lead, but that lead feeling so much less safe than what it seemed it would have been heading into the final intermission of the period here. 9 of you in here. See it bouncing up between 9 and 12 viewers, the live viewers here on this live stream. On your way in, please hit that like button, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section. Shout out Flacco in the comments section. Puck has dropped in the third period, and we are underway. Shots 28-11 in favor of the U.S., who has a 4-3 lead. Pass quickly comes up ice here to Brady Tkachuk. He's into the Denmark zone, and he'll deliver a soft backhand on net. Mads Søgaard, who is playing a pretty nice game so far today. He makes the stop. I believe property of the Ottawa Senators, Mads Søgaard is, or at least that's where he was to begin his NHL career. The Tkachuk brothers, they'll go off on a change here. I assume the Austin Matthews line hops on. Indeed, there they are. It'll be Matthews. Looks like Jake Gensel and Matt Boldy out there to take this draw against the Lars Eller line. Won by Eller. Over here, it's Nicholas Jensen. Here to one of the Laridson brothers. I think that one is, let me check. That's Marcus Laridson. He's number 22. Oliver, number 25. Looks like a shot from the corner here from Jensen. Goes off the side of the cage there. Looking to beat Jeremy Swayman on the short side. Puck comes up high here. Jensen Abo throws one on net. Lars Eller going crashing into the crease there. Made contact a little bit with Swayman. Jake Gensel up ice now with it. He enters the Denmark zone. Slap shot there. Looks like Jacob Slavin didn't get all of that much that he wanted on that shot. Jensen for Denmark circles back. Gives it to Brugesser, who had that lead deficit cutting goal at the end of the second period. Up high. Stepping down the boards here. It's Nikolai Ehlers throwing it to the front, looking for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Rebound is sitting there Not sure if Swayman made a save, but the puck was lying there for a little while. Puck comes back out the center. Nikolai Ehlers to Alex True. He and Bjorkstrand trying to get the puck in. Now it's wrapped around hard around the boards. It goes all the way back outside the U.S. zone to center ice. Pass over here. Setkov stepping down the boards here for Denmark. Up high. Shot there from, I believe that might have been number 48, Nicholas B. Jensen for Denmark. Too many Nicholas Jensens and Loridsons here on this Denmark team. Agard in the corner. He does battle there with Charlie McAvoy. Puck comes loose, and here comes Kyle Connor. Love to see some production from Kyle Connor here. Slap shot there from Jack Hughes. Sticked aside by Mads Søgaard. Fisker Molgaard takes care of the puck, gets it out of the zone for Denmark. Puck dumped in by Denmark, goes all the way in on goal. Jeremy Swayman covers it. An offensive zone face-off for the team in white and red coming up. Look again there at Brian Boucher between the benches here. Another look earlier. One of those 3 goals for Team Denmark. That dump in from Nicholas B. Jensen from center ice. Puck sort of camouflaged in with the dark blue boards. That's mostly all the way around the rink here. Off the face-off win in the defensive zone, Quinn Hughes, he'll send it up ice, and it deflects into the zone off of Jensen Abo, and it's covered there by Søgaard. So after one offensive zone face-off for one team, the other is going to get an offensive zone face-off. 12 shots on goal now, 8 saves for Jeremy Swayman in this contest. Connor Hellebuck is the backup. Mike Sullivan, USA head coach, showing a ton of faith in Swayman that he'll be able to right the ship, keeping him in there. Brady Tkachuk on the draw against Lars Eller. And a bit of a false start here, so much so that Brady Tkachuk looked like he fell down backwards off of that face-off. Again, he and Eller do battle on the draw. Tie up off the face-off. Doesn't move all that much. Now Matthew Tkachuk gets it, sends it around the boards. Kept in up high by Brock Faber. Trying to clear it was Marcus Loridsson. Kept alive there by Matthew Tkachuk. Here's Brock Faber stepping down. His shot on goal got past Søgaard. Puck is still loose there. They're battling for it. Now the whistle blows. That puck looks like Søgaard didn't stop it cleanly. It might have leaked by him just a little bit. He fell backwards and was able to get a stick and a glove on it to get the whistle. And then there's Brady Tkachuk there playing to the echo of the whistle, you would say, making sure that the play is stopped before he stops. That puck actually went through Søgaard clean. It looks like it might have gone off one of the legs of either Brady Tkachuk or Jensen Abo in front. So that beat Søgaard more than what I initially thought. Face off to the left of Søgaard, won by the Americans. Thrown down deep by Brock Faber. Brady Tkachuk there, maybe hooked a little bit. Puck comes here to Russell, and Tkachuk wrestles him down against the boards. Back to retrieve it in the American zone after Denmark was able to get the puck out. It's Noah Hannafin. He has the goal in this one. Dumped in by Hannafin. It's like Jack Eichel there getting mugged along the boards. Matthew, centering shot by Matthew Tkachuk. Save made. Jake Gensel with the feed. In the corner, more battles going on. Puck comes up high there. Jake Sanderson couldn't keep it in. On the ice, again, looks like that's Quinn Hughes. Austin Matthews loses the handle on the puck. Gives it up here to Nikolai Ehlers. 1-on-4. Ehlers collides with Matt Bodie. Oliver Bjorkstrand tried to get the puck deeper into the zone. Picked off by the U.S. Zach Werenski, he'll take it out of the U.S. zone. Here comes Werenski winding it up. Werenski down, finds space. Shot short side on Søgaard. Save made. Austin Matthews now with it, comes out of the corner. He tried to go to the backhand, couldn't do it. Bjorkstrand now. Head pass here for True on us. Breakaway. True. Save made by Swayman with the glove. pestered by Jake Sanderson. True able to get the puck to his backhand. Another shot from the boards here. It's going to be gloved out of the air by Swayman, and back and forth action there. And now a stoppage in play. Another look at True here. Sanderson, good back check there, forcing True to not get that much breathing room. And True shielding the puck well. Tried to go to the backhand. Lost the puck, and then Swayman was able to get a glove on it. 15:34 left in the hockey game. Vinny Trocheck on the draw. He'll go against Fisker Molgard. Won by the U.S. Quinn Hughes, breakout pass caught by Kyle Connor in the neutral zone. Dropping it for Dylan Larkin. Larkin's shot, not all that much on it. Save made by Sogard. In the corner, Larkin plays it up high, but no D-man was there. Was looking for Quinn Hughes. He'll have to go back and retrieve. Hughes circles the net. Fends off Agard. Here comes Hughes with a burst of speed up the middle. Quinn Hughes, his shot blocked aside by Jensen Abo with the stick. Puck comes up high again. McAvoy plays it over. A shot there from, I believe, Hughes. Not sure if it made it on goal, but it was kept out. Puck comes out here to the U.S. end. It's going to be an icing here on Denmark with 14:50 left to go in the hockey game. 33-14 the shot total now in favor of the U.S. 12 of you in here. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you do not miss a thing on this platform. Again, like, share, leave a comment in the comment section. Face-off is going to be to the left of Sogard here. It'll be Jack Eichel and Fisker Molgard on the draw. Watch out, Eichel scored a face-off at this scored a goal at this face-off in the previous period. It was a bit of a tie-up off the draw. Matthew Tkachuk slid it to Eichel, who roofed it short side on the goaltender. After a false drop of the puck, now it's dropped. Eichel, clean win. Back to the D-man Faber. Shot here from Matthew Tkachuk at the point was blocked by a Denmark player. Now this puck here, it's going to go and get tipped up into the crowd. Looks like Eichel's trying to send it back up the boards to one of his D-man, but it goes off of someone and out of play. Another look again at the men's preliminary round standings. Group A, Team Canada with a stranglehold on that group. We know now Slovakia, today, they won Group B with a Sweden win that they did not score 3 or more points in. And then Finland helped Slovakia as well. Team USA right now in Group C with Denmark, Latvia, and Germany. The U.S. takes on Germany tomorrow, looking to get a win here, try to get Group C all but locked up heading into tomorrow. Face-off between Brady Tkachuk and Lars Eller. They've done battle a couple of times on the dot today. Won by the U.S. Kept in at the line there by one of the defensemen, Jack Eichel. Sealed off from the puck down low by Jensen Abo. Eichel. Now puck comes free to Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk has Lars Eller all over him. Stepping down, trying to keep it alive is Quinn Hughes. He loses an edge. Eichel trying to spin one on net, and it never made it there. Great defensive play by Jack Eichel back out at center, too. One of the Denmark players fleeing the zone. A stretch pass attempt was made to get a breakaway maybe, and Eichel, a diving stop, keeps the puck from reaching its intended target. Blickfield now back in for Denmark. Shot from Nicholas Jensen. His line mate goes wide. Down low, Jensen again from the corner wraps it out, and he couldn't get the shot away. A bit of a hook there by one of the U.S. defenders. No call. Excuse me. Now Zach Werenski back in his shot attempt. Blocked by Blickfield, and he'll clear it. Is it going to be enough for icing? No. Zach Werenski with it back in his own zone. Now gains center red and dumps it in. Cross-corner dump. Nicholas B. Jensen down there with Setkov. Jake Gensel gets it to Austin Matthews. Up high. Werenski moving in. His shot blocked by Wes. Werenski in the corner. Still has it. Bank pass up high. Jack Hughes over. Here's Gensel moving in back for Jack Hughes, and it's loose in the crease. It kept out. Not sure if Sogard got a piece of it or what. Comes loose to Matthews, a shot, and it's stopped there as well. Pressure by the U.S. Jack Hughes again cycling up high. Fends off Setkoff with an open hand. Slides it over. Gensel to Jake Slavin. Now to Werenski. He and Gensel play catch. Werenski now goes to the backhand, moves in. Backhander to the slot in the skates of Gensel. Kept there now by Matthews, who gains possession. Gensel a shot. They score! Austin Matthews, a feed to Jake Gensel. They would not be denied forever. And it is a 5-3 U.S. lead. The ex-Penn, Mr. America, Jake Gensel with the goal. Excellent, undaunting, and relentless pressure from the United States. It is the Austin Matthews line that hems Denmark in their own zone. Great job by the likes of Quinn Hughes, Jacob Slavin as well. And it's wrapped up and it's rewarded the hard work of the United States with a goal by Gensel. His first of the Olympics. Scored big goals for the U.S. back at the Four Nations face-off last year. That goal pretty massive in this hockey game. A shot on goal as play resumes from Denmark. A long-range shot stopped there by Jeremy Swayman, and we will have a whistle. There is that very crucial next goal for the U.S., reclaiming that 2-goal lead that they were supposed to have heading into the second period, or heading into the third period. And Gensel, a massive goal. Tends to have a knack of doing that, does Jake Gensel. To the comments. Really nice cycling of the puck, indeed. And always being dogs out there on the ice, going after the bone. When the puck was loose, 50-50 battles. The U.S. won pretty much every single one of those during that span of action. Outstanding. 14 of you in here right now. The United States, just moments ago, thanks to Jake Gensel, the current Tampa Bay Lightning, he takes the U.S. back into a 2-goal lead here in the third period. That now brings the goals in the hockey game for the U.S. The most recent one, Gensel. Before him, Hanifin, Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, and Matt Boldy kicked off the scoring for the U.S. back in the first. Another hot start here to the third period, just like what the U.S. got going in the second period. The question now, can they keep applying this pressure? Can they keep the foot on the gas right now? Because Denmark, they are not just going to whimper, or at least I'm not betting on it. They are not just going to fade into the Italian night here. Face off in the American zone, won by Vinny Trocheck. He has been absolutely perfect in that aspect of the game tonight. Puck comes out to center here. Matt Boldy delivers a hit on Jensen Abo. Puck cleared out to center here. Boldy hands it off to Austin Matthews. Gensel comes on, joining the rush, a slap shot. Heavy bomb there, I believe, from Brock Faber. Save made by Mads Søgaard, and a whistle with 12:01 left to go in the third period. That now gives the U.S. a plus 20 differential, I should say, in the shots on goal department, 35-15. It's not the most lofty shot differential we've seen in these Olympic Games thus far, but it is good to continue to pepper Mads Søgaard here. Lars Eller versus Austin Matthews on the draw. Won by Matthews. A slap shot from the point blocked by a Denmark player. Another opportunity here. I'm not sure who that is. That might be Charlie McAvoy up there trying to keep on feeding it through. Now puck comes up high. Keeping it in is Faber. Shot at the net, goes wide. Matt Boldy trying to get the carom off the boards. Fanned on it. Gensel keeps it alive again. This Matthews line right now is Matthews taking a hard hit in the corner. Over here, Jake Sanderson, a shot. Save made by Søgaard. He doesn't know where it is. And now after the whistle here, we're going to have action Austin Matthews drawing a crowd, and is Matthews going to get the penalty here? The official pointing someone to the penalty box here. Matthews there trying to deliver some cross checks, keep 4 Denmark players who were trying to get after him away, and he's going to go to the penalty box here. It's going to be a cross check on Captain America, Austin Matthews, and that potentially opens up the door here for a power play for Denmark. Matthews in the corner takes a solid hit there from Oliver Lauridsen, and then afterwards takes a cross check that started this all from, I believe that's Bruggetser. And then you had every single player in a white jersey trying to get after number 34 in blue afterwards. 11:29 on the clock here. And it's going to be a power play for Denmark. Face off to the right, or to the left, excuse me, of Jeremy Swayman. Russell versus JT Miller on the draw. Killers out there for the U.S. It looks like Miller, Trocheck, maybe Jacob Slavin and Brock Faber. I'm not sure. Off the face-off win, one of the U.S. defensemen out there gets to clear down the ice immediately. 0 for 1 in the hockey game. Denmark is on their man advantage. Oliver Bjorkstrand and Nikolai Ehlers, the 2 top NHLers on this Denmark roster. Up high, Russell a shot, high and wide. Over the net of Jeremy Swayman in the corner now. Charlie McAvoy slides it to one of his D-men out there. I think that's Jake Sanderson, kept alive. Now Russell down low, spinning one on net. Save made by Swayman, and he finds the rebound, covers it with 1:23 left on this power play. Spinning shot from Russell. Perfect positioning there from Swayman. Gets his pads down, makes the save. Covers up the rebound as well. Nice rebound control there from Swayman. Face off one again by Denmark. Ehlers down low. Looks like it's Lars Eller. Up high to Ehlers again. Ehlers moving up and down the boards. Eller trying to find Russell in the bumper position. Sliding attempt and clear there from someone on the United States. Brock Nelson now down low. Strips the puck away from Fisker Molgaard and almost was able to get a shot attempt, but couldn't push his way to the net. JT Miller with the sliding play a moment ago remains out there. Puck in the corner. Bjorkstrand up high to Ehlers. Eller cross the blue line to Ehlers again, moving down low. Nikolai Ehlers of the Hurricanes. Down low. Eller. Ehlers. Up high. Marcus Lauridsen to Ehlers. Lauridsen again moving down low. Finds Russell besides the net. Up high. Ehlers again. Puck moving all around here for Denmark. Ehlers moving down low now. Fights one to the net. Save made on the shot attempt from Russell by Swayman, and it's cleared by the U.S. again. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Second unit comes on here, trying to make something happen late here for Denmark. Moving in here. West, his shot. Not sure it made it on net. Might have been a great stick from McAvoy. Austin Matthews out of the box now. Clear again by the U.S. Lauridsen back. Gets it out to center here for Ehlers. Picked up by Trocheck, though, as it skipped away. McAvoy slides it up the boards here in front of the benches to Boldy. Dumped in now. Picked up by Denmark. They come through neutral zone and now into the U.S. zone. Agard in on the forecheck. He now peels off. Here comes Charlie McAvoy again, bringing the puck up ice. Feeds Eichel. Jack Eichel into the zone. Feeds one in front there, looking for Matthew Tkachuk. Brady, another attempt. And a save made by Mads Søgaard. Have no idea how that puck was kept out. He's able to cover it up for the whistle, too. Gonna need to see the replay on that one. Looks like the game's going to a commercial here. But Eichel down the right wing throws it in front looking for Matthew. The puck deflects into the high slot where Brady Tkachuk was waiting for it. And Søgaard looks like he was able to get a piece of it and stop it for the whistle. Or at least the puck went out of play. Wow. Good kill there by the U.S. to keep this a 2-goal lead. Now back on offense here. Want to continue to see the U.S. stay aggressive offensively, continue to pepper the zone, because we saw it evident in the Sweden-Slovakian game earlier today. How many goals you score in these games, they do matter. The U.S. did have a +4 in the goal differential against Latvia. Right now, just +2. They're going to have any chance at the #1 seed in this tournament. Going to need to pot a few more and then some on Mads Søgaard here to try to catch Team Canada. I believe Canada right now a +9 in the goal differential category. I think so. 5-0 win over Czechia, and then a 5-1 win yesterday over Switzerland for Canada. So they're +9 in the goal differential department right now. I believe US, they are +6. So you're looking, they need to catch the Canadians by at least 3 goals right now. Don't know how tiebreakers go beyond that. Look here at the bench. Jake Gensel there for the U.S. His old head coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Sullivan. 2 Penguins, crucial to the Pens 2017 Stanley Cup Championship, now in other places. Gensel with Tampa. Sullivan having a not-so-fantastic first year with the New York Rangers. We have a change in goal here, ladies and gentlemen, a development here. Mads Søgaard now out of the game for Denmark. He slamming his glove over off the ice down to the ground. Looks like it is going to be the backup goaltender. Let me get here. Frederick Dechow. Frederick Dechow now in the game, number 80 for Denmark. We'll keep an eye on and see how he goes here, getting action hot and heavy here for the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds, which is what's left in this hockey game. Here comes Brady Tkachuk on in. His first shot attempt on goal on the new goaltender was blocked away by Setkov. Quinn Hughes moving down low, looking for, I believe that might have been Zach Werenski on the back door, couldn't connect. Puck goes up and out of play here for a whistle. Let's take another look here at why Søgaard is off the ice here. Maybe a bit of injury for Søgaard. Really had to stretch out to make that stop a few moments ago on Brady Tkachuk before the action break. So hopefully nothing injury related for him. Does have a couple of trainers beside him, but they're not really looking at him. Play resumes here. The Matthews line now on. From the corner, Matthews up high. Bodie, his shot. Not sure if that was stopped by the Chower. It hit a body. Werenski a drive now. Blocked there and out of play by Olesen. And he comes up limping on that left leg. That was a blast and a half from Zach Werenski right there, who can really fire it. And looks like it was right off the top of the left skate, left foot of Olesen. Right, ooh, that's not going to feel good. Right off the inside of that left skate. That's going to have him feeling TV static in his shoe, and that might inflate a little bit after the game. Good keep that skate on now, though. Russell and Matthews on the face-off to the left. Quinn Hughes trying to keep the puck in the zone there, battling with Fisker Molgaard, and now he punches it back down deep. Matthews and Werenski chase after it. Werenski down low to Gensel. Gensel fighting with Fisker Molgaard for it. Molgaard now spins it back to his D-man. And now the breakout here for Denmark. Here comes Russell up ice with speed. Chips it around Werenski. Down in the corner now. Russell pokes at it. Agard down there to help. Russell now circles up high. From the face-off dot, his shot goes off the skate of a U.S. defender, and it's cleared out to center. Back in playing it, Marcus Lorentzen. Lorentzen now dumps it down deep. Quinn Hughes plays it over Matt Boldy. Boldy back to Quinn Hughes, and here comes the top D-man for the U.S. Kyle Connor feeds Dylan Larkin here. His shot into the breadbasket of Dechow. And he makes his, what I assume would be a big-time first or second save. Dylan Larkin got loose behind the defense and tried to go high short side on Daichao, and the goaltender, his first action, he makes the save. Face-off is going to be to the right side of the goal here. Larkin and True on the face-off. Larkin looked like he won it, but it went off of the skate of the official. And Denmark takes possession. Nikolai Ehlers, cross-ice sauce, dumped in by Nicholas B. Jensen. Faber, behind the back pass to his D partner, Sanderson. Here comes Connor and Larkin now. Back to Kyle Connor. Connor dumps it behind the net. Tage Thompson, have not said his name much in this game. He's behind, picks it up. Here's a shot from Sanderson. That puck went wide of the net. Daichao now. Is Daichao in some pain in the net trying to figure that out? Doesn't seem to be moving too well. Daichao, Thompson behind the net. Centering, looking for Kyle Connor. Couldn't connect. Now Bjorkstrand brings it out through center. Tried to chip it along to True, but it's stolen away by the Americans. Kyle Connor now, end of a shift, brings it forward. Everyone else is changing. He'll dump in and head off for a change himself. Jack Hughes gets the puck now. Here's, I think, Brock Nelson. Noah Hannafin, a shot there, and it's sealed up along the post by Daichao for the stoppage. That's the 40th shot of the hockey game now for the U.S. Hannafin bidding for his second goal, couldn't do it. Looks like Daichao wasn't really hurt that last few moments. Looks like he thought he had the puck pinned against his body with his left arm, but then he saw the puck loose over at the boards. Nelson here on the draw against Lars Eller. JT Miller and Jack Hughes, his line mates here. Nelson and Eller on the draw again. Won by Nelson. Back to Jack Hughes. Hughes spinning, turning shot. Hit his own man, Miller, in front. Miller gets it to the corner where Hughes is there. Up high, Noah Hannafin. Hannafin trying to get it back down low. JT Miller, good job to get the puck. Miller, Pittsburgh native. Spins away from Eller. Miller up high. His shot there. Never made it on net. Stolen away by Lars Eller. Here comes Denmark 2-on-2. Eller with Blickfield joining the rushes. Jensen pass behind him, and now the U.S. a chance to turn and go the other way. Hughes to Brock Nelson. Jack Hughes in the corner. Centering pass for Nelson. He was tied up with Luridson. Lars Eller trying to make a cross-ice backhand pass at center. Jack Hughes steals it in. Hughes looking for the wraparound. Banks it off the goaltender and in. Jack Hughes! A brilliant play right there. Looked like he was going to wrap it behind the net, wrap it around from behind the net. Instead, he banks it off the backside of the goaltender, Daichao. In the U.S., another lead extending goal at 6-3. Excellent play from Jack Hughes. Put it in right off the left skate of Daichao, who was way out of position there for Denmark. Into the back of the goal. Jack Hughes continues this phenomenal start he has had to the U.S. for the U.S. here in this Olympic Winter Games. Played a phenomenal game one with Brock Nelson. Today saw his time on ice, I think, increase a little bit, but he's still been mainly with that fourth line crew, and he's rewarded his excellent play with his first goal of the tournament. Approaching 5 minutes left to go now in this hockey game. In the defensive zone, the U.S. here. Shot on goal. Wrap around here for Fisker Molgaard, stopped by Jeremy Swayman. That pressure there for Denmark all started with Jack Eichel breaking his stick. Now after the play here, Swayman with a key stop in the mix of the action again. Guess who? It's Brady Tkachuk. This time it looks like he has the other Luridson brother, Marcus. He had a big brouhaha with Oscar Luridson in the second period. He's making sure he gets on both brothers' radars before this game ends. So the U.S., they're avoiding giving another goal back to Denmark. They take a 6-3 lead. They could get one more, I would say, within the next, 5 minutes, I'd say, around there. They can get maybe just one more goal here before this game ends here. And I give the U.S. heading into their game against Germany tomorrow a puncher's chance at competing with Canada for the number 1 seed in these Olympic Games heading into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, though, the U.S., they probably will take on their toughest task team yet. Team Germany, very much NHL experienced. Leon Draisaitl, some people would say, the second best player in the world behind his Edmonton Oilers teammate Connor McDavid. You also have Tim Stützle, number 1 center for the Ottawa Senators, Moritz Seider, top defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings, among more on that Germany team. I think between the pipes they have Philip Grubauer, who was a Stanley Cup champion-winning goaltender with the Washington Capitals back in 2018 as a backup behind Braden Holtby. See if the U.S. can end strong here in this hockey game. Play about to resume here in a moment. That was, Laridson that Tkachuk was clearing out. Laridson given a couple of hacks near the glove of Jeremy Swayman, who had nice post-to-post movement. Out at center here, puck comes loose now. Brock Nelson moving into Austin Matthews. Matthews, a shot on goal. Save made by Chow. And a penalty is coming up here against Denmark. Brady Tkachuk puts it down low. It goes off of Austin Matthews. It'll be touched up by Denmark. Off the defensive zone face-off, it looked like one of the U.S. defensemen skied the puck out to center. It was poked along by Brock Nelson. He attempted to hit a streaking Austin Matthews, who is hooked on the play. It is West, one of the centers of this Denmark team. That is Christian West, W-E-J-S-E. I'm going to go with that pronunciation of his name. I've been doing that all day. He gets the hook on Matthews, and here's your chance for the U.S. on the power play here late in this hockey game. 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. Opening draw of this power play won by Lars Eller. Clearing attempt kept in by the U.S. Quinn Hughes pestered as he steps down the boards. Puck behind the net now. Eichel to Matthews. Matthews protecting the puck. Sends it back down deep to Tage Thompson. Thompson there being doubled up by 2 Denmark players. Jensen Abo pokes it along. Now Jack Eichel keeping it alive. Over to Matthews. Up high, Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk now. Back to Matthews. U.S. getting set up now. Matthews. Cross ice pass. Eichel holds back to Matthews. One-timer! And they think he just missed the net. Had a wide open opportunity and he might have pulled it just short side. Eichel now a shot. Looking for the top right corner of the net. That goes off of a body and it's cleared by Denmark. 1:10 left to go on the power play. Hughes back to retrieve it for the U.S. Bringing it up ice. Pestered there by Alex True. Now Matthews with a man all over him. Matthew Tkachuk. Now Matthews again. Looking to get it back here to Quinn Hughes. The U.S. struggling to get it over center red here. Looking for some operating room. Now Brady Tkachuk, or Eichel here gives it to Matthew Tkachuk. Eichel back up high. Matthew Tkachuk moving on in. Shot from Matthew. Might have gone off the post or a body. Not sure which it hit. And it's cleared back out to center again by Denmark. Hurried up ice by Quinn Hughes to Jack Eichel again. Eichel with possession and time. Moving around. Down low. Matthew Tkachuk. Centering pass for Tage Thompson. His brother Brady went past him. Up high, Quinn Hughes. Thompson off. Brady Tkachuk on for this top U.S. power play unit. Sliding it over to Matthews. Up high again, Hughes. Back to Matthews. Power play expiring now. Matthew Tkachuk up high. Quinn Hughes. Shot by Eichel. Save made by DeChow. Matthews moving on in. Down low for Matthew Tkachuk. Penalty has expired. Man back on here for Denmark. Matthews a short side opportunity. Went high and wide. Cleared again by Denmark all the way down to U.S. ice. Eichel to Quinn Hughes, who's out there the full 2 minutes of that man advantage. He now heads off. Jensen Abo up here to Laridson. Dumped in by Denmark. Jeremy Swayman behind the net stops it for his D-man Werenski. Now Dylan Larkin couldn't catch that breakout pass cleanly. It's a turnover. Nick Jensen stepping down here for Denmark. Up high. Jensen Abo. He'll throw it towards the net, kicked away by Charlie McAvoy. Lost possession, no. Eller in front. Blickfield all alone. Missed the wide open net. Went forehand, backhand on Swayman. He had the goaltender swimming, and he missed it. Puck was cleared back down to the Denmark zone by the U.S. Now back at center ice here. Fisker Molgaard to dump in. He and McAvoy in the corner. Tangle up. Larkin to Werenski. Back to McAvoy. Larkin now. Up ice here. It's Matt Boldy. 1:30 left to play in this hockey game. Gensel in the corner. Plays it back here to Larkin. One-time attempt from Boldy was fanned on. Stick lifted by Fisker Molgaard. Dumped in by Denmark here. 1:15 left to go in the game now. Looked like Brock Faber there was trying to chip that puck off the glass. It goes off of a Denmark stick and out of play with 1:14 left on the clock. It's going to be tough here for the U.S. to get back down and get set up, maybe score one last goal here against Denmark. They'll need to hurry up this Denmark logjam that they create across the neutral zone. It's worked well. Now, actually, things just got a whole lot tougher for the U.S. Thought that puck, that clearing attempt was going to be, just a offensive zone faceoff. Instead, it was a penalty on, I believe, Brock Faber for delay of game. The U.S. gets the clear immediately on this penalty kill. So, looks like no real chance to get another goal here for the U.S. It would have to be a hell of a short-handed opportunity. Ehlers pass over here to Russell. Russell now cycles it up high. Fisker Molgaard to Russell again. Down low. Eller pulling up. Fisker Molgaard walks the blue line over here. Shot from the point by Ehlers. Save made by Swayman. 30 seconds now remaining. Nikolai Ehlers moving down deep again. Chopping puck on net. Kept alive there by Russell. Cleared by the U.S. though on the rebound attempt. 20 seconds now left. Denmark needs to hurry up ice if they want to score one last goal. It's Bjorkstrand. He just gets over the blue line. Pass off to Russell. Pass intended for Ehlers. Takes Ehlers back out to center ice. He is just going to skate back to his own end. And that is going to do it. The clock ticking down. 3, 2, 1. And the United States wasn't the prettiest, but they get a 6-3 win over Denmark. There's your final score, ladies and gentlemen. The United States 6, Denmark. Valiant effort from them through the first half of this hockey game. They score 3. Group C, the U.S. now moves to 2-0. A win tomorrow against Germany pretty much locks up a Group C win for the U.S. Going to be still very tough for them to get the number 1 seed over Team Canada. Canada, a much easier opponent coming up tomorrow. They take on France, and France, not a Olympic powerhouse. If you catch my drift right there, the U.S. they will have probably their toughest task of these of this preliminary round. They take on Germany tomorrow. Draisaitl, Stützle, Seider, tons of good players on that Germany team. As tomorrow at 3:00. Handshakes here in the line. The U.S. they inch that much closer to getting a quarterfinals play-in round bye. And they will go get some rest. Might go back to Connor Hellebuck in goal tomorrow. Maybe Jake Ottinger. We will see. Hope you guys come on back here tomorrow for a 3 p.m. puck drop again, Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. The Germans and Team USA, they will do battle. Thank you all for tuning in here today for this 6-3 win for the United States. It was ugly at times, but the final result. That's all that truly matters in these Olympic Games. Let's see if they can get some rest and come back with a stronger showing here tomorrow. On your way out, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel again. We will be back again live tomorrow. I'll pop up the information on that live stream after I'm done talking here. Like this live stream, share this live stream in the comments section. Any thoughts, questions, opinions, your reactions to this hockey game and what you're looking forward to tomorrow, get those in the comments section after the fact as well. And go give the channel a follow on X, Instagram, and Facebook at Steel City SR. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your Saturday night. 24 hours from now, hopefully we will be celebrating another Team USA win. They will be back in action tomorrow at 3. See you guys then. Peace.